Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to take a look at our boy Uub. So they finally gave Uub a decent TUR here in Dokkan. Definitely a nice little thing they did at the end of the worldwide download celebration. I mean, obviously there's tons of issues with the celebration, but making this Uub a decent EZA unit is not a bad idea. Maybe I'll put a sticker on him. I've not used any stick. I've got like 20 stickers. Like, but like, there's all these new units coming out. Like, I should use these stickers on these new units. I don't know, or like cooler or something like that. So this Uub, like, he's decent. I mean, Link certainly will be an issue for Uub, right? Because I mean, he just doesn't link up great with a lot of units. You know, he's got things like Revival, which I mean, I guess is good for on the Revived Warrior team, but honestly, the Link level update didn't really buff that too much, since basically it's still just 2 heat unless you're under 50% HP. He's got something like World Tournament Reborn, Tough as Nails. I mean, these are links that I feel like just aren't really going to do too much for him on the teams he's on, but like, you know, we'll take a look. So for starters, he's at 90k defense right here. So this Uub, right, is definitely a unit designed more so for the Legendary Goku event or longer events. The Legendary Goku event in particular, this Uub is actually very top tier. Because he gets 1 key and 30% attack and defense up to a max of 4 key and 120% attack and defense at the start of every turn, right? And then if he gets hit in that same turn, he gets an additional 100% attack, and then he guards against World Tournament category enemies or Goku enemies. So, I mean, he does do good stuff. He does stack attack, so we are going to see him hit decent attack levels as we're going through here, but you know, there's just, it's I mean, well, I mean, 1.65 is not bad. Again, at around 90k defense right there. Again, he is going to stack attacks. He's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, Ultimate Gohan is giving a lot of defense. Tien is also giving a lot of defense, but like we'll look at Uub on a few different teams. You know, I do think he's going to have some variety. He's definitely going to be going up and down in terms of the damage he's going to be doing, the defense he's going to have. But I think, like, when using Uub in, like, Dokkan events and stuff like that, Uub is definitely, like, you're not going to have him with that full passive, I think, most of the time, right? Like Uub having that full sort of passive is something that I think is going to be a bit more rare, probably, at least in Dokkan events. But, like, you know, Uub is on a good amount of teams, you know, and he's on things like Earthling, Bond of Master and Disciple, Youth, Revived Warrior, and World Tournament, all of which any new units is helpful on all of those teams. He's also on Buu Saga, which obviously does not need... I mean, Buu Saga, after this, you know, basically in the last 10 months, has catapulted into, like, top 5 category, like, territory. It has to be. I mean, because I think you could easily make the case that the top 2 units in the game are on the category, right? The STR Vegito, as well as the LR Bootanks. I then would say, like, UI Goku and Jiren are probably the next 2. But, like, you know, you could probably, like, sort of do that, right? But then you have, like, the Tech Ultimate Gohan as well, who's on that level. LR Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta is a super top tier unit. So there's just a lot of really good stuff there. Okay. So we have the 50% support Gohan here. Ooh, actually, look at that. Okay, so this is a turn where we're not going to be able to have Uub's full passive, unfortunately, right? Like, here's, you know, this is where, like, sometimes these units potentially, you know, when you have to get hit before you attack to have your full passive for that turn, it can lead to, like, you know, kind of annoying situations here. Also, by the way, this 50% Gohan is probably not someone you're going to use too often, right? When the Tech Ultimate Gohan, like, you could just put him on any team, pretty much. He's going to defend. He's going to be crazy. All right, so Uub is still over 1 million, though. Like, again, he's stacking, but, like, that's without his full passive. His defense was at 100k right there. But it's one of those things where if you're going to use this Uub, like, him having that guard ability is going to be very good. Guard is just one of the strongest abilities this game has, that Janemba ability. There we go. There's Ultimate Gohan activating his. His is pretty uncommon, though. But, like, once you get that out, like, you're just going to be able to do a lot of very, very good things. I'm going to go ahead and float off the Super Saiyan Great Saiyaman right there. We'll continue to just go full out doing attacks on Buu and stuff like that. All right, so next turn will be turn 3. again, we'll probably jump to a couple of different category teams looking at Uub. I'll probably do a video taking Uub into the Legendary Goku event as well. Just because, you know, he's just going to dominate it so hard. I might go and do some, like, no item runs for some categories, or something like that, maybe sometime soon. You know, so many new units have come out. Like, I remember a while back, right, like, I had done runs beating it with, like, tech and, like, all the different typings and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure you could will probably be pretty easy to do, like, no item runs for all the different typings, like, you know, just AGL, tech, stuff like that. Probably could be pretty fun. Okay, so the only thing is Boo has a tendency right here to stun, which is very, very annoying. Uub doesn't have any links. What links are we getting from Gohan here? Shattering the Limit and... I don't know. What is that? Is that Revival? I think that's Revival he's getting. That's Revival? Yeah, that's Revival. And it's unfortunate, right? Because you get the 2 key, but then attack, defense, and HP regen, all of that only activates when you're under 50% HP. Like, it's stupid. There's some links, they went just so ridiculous with the buffs. And other ones, it's just odd. Like, why would you choose to, like, limit it like that? Like, the link should have been 2 key, 5% attack and defense, and 5% HP regeneration, right? Like, there's no reason, like, just with no HP restriction whatsoever. That would have been good. All right, hopefully Boo does not super attack right away and stun us, but, I mean, we're still able to see, we were still able to see what his defensive level was, which was all good. All right, so he's at 2.46. I mean, he puts up good damage numbers. I mean, again, he hasn't even been under 1 million the whole time. All right, how much damage will he take here? That's not bad at all. Yeah, I mean, he's good. No doubt about it. I mean, it's not like Uub Youth was not exactly like a heavily contested unit, right? Like, all we had besides, you know, this now new EZA Uub free-to-play unit was we had just a couple of SR cards, basically. A couple of World Tournament SR cards that aren't even obtainable anymore. One of them was a JP-only card from the very first World Tournament. So we're talking early in probably like 2015 that came out, right? So, like, it's good that they're doing this. All right, so next turn we'll have Uub at his full passive. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll probably head to a different team, right? Again, he is on a lot of different teams. I mean, this is a unit that's very good for long events, considering he does stack and then he builds up the attack and defense and key and stuff like that. And in particular, if there's a Goku enemy with the guard, like, he's going to be very good, right? So just getting a unit like that on a bunch of these categories is nice. And then, of course, we have something like the Earthling team, which just needs a lot of help. Well, really, I mean, Youth, Earthling, World Tournament, they just need so much help. Like, just a couple of new units here and there is not enough to get them, like, fully built up and stuff like that. All right, so... what link is that? That's Supreme Power. So, Supreme Power is going to give him more of a buff than Shattering the Limit, which we could get from linking up with this Gohan. Because Shattering the Limit, what is, you know, 5% attack and defense at level 10. Supreme Power is 10% attack and defense at level 10. So we'll go like this. What's his defense? 125k. I mean, that's... You know, I guess without the guard ability, his defense is definitely a little bit lacking. No doubt about that. All right, so let's go ahead and see what damage numbers Uub will do right here. Again, we got his full passive active. 3.36. I mean, that's definitely... it's definitely a good number. I mean, him stacking the way he does, you know, we're just going to lead to him getting to, like, very big attack numbers depending upon the situation. So that's pretty good. Let's head to another team, though. All right, so now we're on the Earthling team. Now, there weren't any LR Krillins around, but I did actually manage to find a friend Tien, right? So Tien actually does give 120% to Earthling, so we're not getting the full buff, but, you know, we do have a lot of support. I think some of these units could potentially work okay together. I mean, I just wanted to give the Earthling team a try, right? Like, Uub is on it. Why don't we actually go ahead and take a look at him on this team? So, let's go ahead and see, you know, again, turn 1. I think I'll probably actually leave Tien on rotation here with Uub. And then we'll be able to see a little bit better of one next turn. So I guess, okay, here we go. We'll see what our boy Uub is capable of doing with no links active. Obviously, again, after the link update, not the best, but I mean, well, he is at 1.22 right there. Okay, I mean, I think he's a solid unit. Like, because he's a free-to-play unit, but when they give them these immediate EZAs, I mean, they make them very good. Like he's just very usable, right? He's not bad. And, like, you know, he has a clear intended purpose. And that, of course, is, like, the Legendary Goku event, right? Which is still content. You know, there's still tons of different, like, category runs and different things you can do with that. So, I do like that they did this, man. Like, I think it's a good unit for them to add. That's one thing about this Worldwide Download Celebration that I think is very important. And I haven't really seen a lot of people mention it. And that's, like, just the overall quality of the free-to-play units is very high. Like, you know, the Spirit Bomb Goku, the Hercule and Buu exchange unit, and this Uub, all three of them, very, very solid units. Just no doubt about that. Like, I really like what they did, the design of those units. Like, seriously. So, that is good. All right, so, I brought one of our fossils out. I don't use him very often, but we are actually going to get to see him today. MajUub, my boy. MajUub coming out to play. Okay, they don't link up very well. Only Shattering Limit, huh? Oh, MajUub. Oh, I cannot wait to see what happens when this guy gets his EZA. He's going to EZA from the Hero and Villain Extermination event. Like, what are we going to see from this man? Can MajUub actually be good? Will he be good? I mean, we're going to see, right? Alright, so we'll definitely leave Uub in this spot. Let's see the damage that he's going to be capable of getting. And then, of course, you know, we also do have the Tien. Now, Tien will be solid, I guess. Solid enough. Running him on certain teams, as long as there's other Majin Buu Saga allies around, like, Tien will definitely be able to help out quite a bit, right? Because Tien, of course, is giving the massive buff to, superclass Majin Buu Saga allies. Dude, look at MajUub. Wow, are you bad? Wow, is he not good? Like, it's gonna be, dude, it's gonna be so crazy when we're just living in a world where MajUub is just gonna be like a demon, an incredible demon beast of a unit. It's just gonna be so crazy. I still hate this Turles Dokkan event, by the way, because it's very difficult to even see the Dokkan Fest version of the boss, because you get these 6 turns before he eats the Fruit of the Tree of Might, and it's just like, I don't know, seems not very common that you ever even get to that AGL Dokkan Fest version. Like, unless we're rocking, like, you know, a really, really weak team. Well, I guess, I don't know, I guess I did bring a pretty weak team here, and he actually did manage to use the Fruit of the Tree of Might, right? But, I mean, he still has to actually eat it. He usually does it in, I think his first attack is where he eats it and then he heals up, right? Let's go ahead and see. We'll get this one more turn. And then we'll probably go to another team with Uub. Maybe like Bond of Master and Disciple. Yeah, so there he heals up 2 million extra health. Okay, so finally we got an under 1 million attack stat right there. But again, that's only with Shattering the Limit from MajUub. And then, of course, we have Tien on rotation as well. Let's see how well he does in terms of his defensive ability. Now, he did take a decent amount of damage there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of Uub. I think he's fine, honestly. Like, you know, he could be better. He could be worse. I think he's okay. All right, so now we're in the UI Goku event. So over here, of course, we could see Uub with this actual guard ability of his. I don't think it's going to be quite enough to survive against the Spirit Bomb that Goku does, but, you know, it should allow us to at least see, you know, Uub right here not really take any damage and get that little down arrow going. So, I mean, we've basically seen what our boy Uub is going to accomplish in Dokkan events, right? Like, he's definitely a good unit, but maybe... I mean, you probably, considering the way the Link level update works now and how, like, just ridiculously powerful those buffs get, right? You probably are just flat out better off not even really worrying about using Uub, I think, unless you're going up against a Goku enemy. If you're going up against a Goku, sure, but if not, I don't know. I'm actually going to use a double King Yami here just to be safe, because we have a couple of physical units. Like, that Trunks is really, really good. At the start, at least damage-wise, right? But if he doesn't, you know, if we don't get, like, a crit or anything, we might not be able to finish Goku off. Yeah, 3.52, that's very good. But no crit, so he didn't finish Goku off, right? Yeah, that's good damage by a banner unit, right? And, like, that Trunks, I don't know if I've really used that Trunks at all, so I don't think that Trunks has had, like, any link levels or anything like that, so he could have jumped up even way higher than that. Like, that Trunks is solid. All right, so here we have EZA Uub, right? So we're going to be able to get a few links here, not Shattering the Limit at the bottom right there, but a few other links. What defense? We're at 60k. That's not great. Yeah, 60 crit K is not really that impressive, honestly. It's definitely not. Oh, yeah, but the fact that we're going up against a Goku unit means Uub would be guarding. I mean, UI Goku is int, so we already do have the type advantage there, but you know, that guard, I think, is what will really set him apart. Now, Uub does also guard against World Tournament category enemies, but, like, dude, like, these aren't units you're, like, fighting, like, ever. Like, Trunks and Goten, that's a phase in the Int Gotenks event. Like, I think the very first phase of the fight is against that LR Trunks and Goten. But then outside of that, like, it's just, like, all these characters, right? You don't just really fight anywhere. Like, you know, there are a couple of stages in some of the category Super Battle Roads, I guess. Or, like, if you're going to take Uub into Super Physical Extreme Super Battle Road, like, that very first fight could be Videl. Well, no, but that's only for villains, where it's Videl, Hercule, and Boo. Yeah, so you're not going to see that with Uub on the Super side. So, that is unfortunate. I don't know. We'll probably get one more turn with Uub, and then we'll finish up. Again, I'll take him into the Legendary Goku event as well. Like, that's where, like, Uub is going to look real solid, right? Because, you know, going up against SCR UI Goku, Uub, I think, you know, he could be reasonable in terms of his defensive ability against SCR UI Goku, and obviously there's not a ton of units in the game, you know, type disadvantage, who are going to work really well against an enemy of that caliber, right? So that's definitely a very important thing to consider as well. And Uub, yeah, it just has links, man. Again, things like like, he has Berserker, right? Berserker is another link. I just hate it. Like, Uub has two links that didn't really get buffed, basically, in Revival and Berserker. Because Berserker is now 30% attack. Woo! So good! But it's only when HP's 50% or less. Like, who cares? Flat out, right? Alright, Siri Uub is up to 90k, which is a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, what can I say? He's good. He's good. But, you know, the guard ability is probably one of the main things you're going to want to focus on. So, again, using him, I think, I mean, yeah, the attack numbers are not bad. It's just like the slow build-up, using him when you can get that guard ability, right? Because, like, right here, like, you know, with the guard active, like, you're not going to take any damage, like, from none of these dudes, right? Like, look at that. There's nothing. Peanuts he's taking. Like, even the other phases, like, you know, that SCR Goku, like, he's not going to take a lot of damage. So, I like what they did with Uub, actually. You know, he's fine. No complaints, because he is free to play, right? It's not like he's a banner unit or anything. Alright, so this is Astonishing Reincarnation Uub Youth. His leader skill is the Earthling category, Key 3 and 77% of stats, or Physical type Key 3 and 50% of stats. His super attack is the Ki Blast Cannon, which stacks attack, does supreme damage, and has a medium chance of stunning the enemy. The stun chance is 30%, which is pretty good. 30% stun chance, I definitely do like that quite a bit. His passive skill, Strength When It Counts, gives him 1 ki and 30% attack and defense at the start of every turn, up to a max of 4 ki and 120% attack and defense. So when you get that, like when you have that full thing active, he'll be supering easy, his attack stats will be high, he's definitely going to be very, very solid at that point. Then he gets an additional 100% attack buff within the same turn after receiving an attack. So he'll be able to dish out really big attack stat numbers, you know, after you've had the chance to stack his super attacks for a while. Then you get that same 100% attack buff in the same turn, and he's going to be doing good damage. Then he also guards all attacks if there is a World Tournament category enemy or an enemy whose name includes Goku. Obviously, Youth, Captain Ginyu, and Junior excluded. So, you're in long events, you know, he can be good because you'll get that. Once he gets that full passive, he's going to be stacking attack. He could do good damage. But, like, if you can have that guard active as well, Uub is very good. And that's where, like, Legendary Goku event, Uub cream pies that event for sure. His links are Infighter, Tough as Nails, World Tournament Reborn, Revival, Berserker, Supreme Power, and Shattering the Limit. His 12 multiplier is 140%, which is the typical that we expect to see. And then our boy Uub is on a few different categories here, but some categories that did need the help, which is really good, like this one right here, the Earthling category team. Obviously, there's not that many characters on the Earthling team, right? They need to continue to buff this. The issue is that Dragon Ball Saga has got to stop being relegated just to like that shitty World Tournament banner. Like, we have to start pushing that a little bit more meaningfully in other aspects of the game. You know, kind of like when we got the Dokkan Fest Kid Goku, like, we got to go back to shit like that, right? And stop releasing SRs as well. Uub is also in the World Tournament category, which is another category just so badly. Like, look at this. Like, the World Tournament has such a major impact on, like, the first third of Dragon Ball, or the first 40% of Dragon Ball, or whatever it is. Like, you know, we need a lot of representation, like good units from those World Tournaments. So hopefully they'll get to that sometime soon. Uub is also on the Revived Warrior team, which, you know, has gotten a lot of buffs from a lot of these Buu Saga characters. Then, of course, some like Skinny Buu as well. So I love how beefy the Revived Warrior team is getting, all the different options and stuff like that. Plus, we're about to get the new Dokkan Fest Frieza, which is going to be really cool. Uub is also over here on the Buu Saga team, which, I mean, is, when you want to talk about beefy, the Buu Saga team has gotten pretty ridiculous. One of the largest categories in the game, one of the best rosters in the game. Just a crazy team. Uub is also on the Youth category team, which is really good because we need a lot more characters to be added to the Youth category. So that's very, very solid. Definitely need a lot more coming there. And then finally, Uub is on the Bond of Master and Disciple category. So let me know what you guys think about our boy Uub. He's on a few different teams. He could definitely help out on a bunch of those teams. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.